welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan if you're new here, and I generally don't go in for like giving fashion advice. I just like to share what I think, but today I do want to talk to you about some advice that I stumbled on. There's a lot of stuff out there about like what's most flattering, like how to create this effect with your style, like how to look classy, whatever. Like I certainly don't go into giving that kind of information, but I did stumble across this idea that I thought was really interesting, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it because I found that I was intuitively applying it already. That's what got me so curious about it. So I'm not going to try and quote anyone because I would do it badly, but I'm going to share my interpretation of this. Basically, it's the advice that if you want to create the effect with your clothes, with your accessories that are the most like flattering naturally for you, and obviously none of that really matters, like people should just buy what they like, but it's this idea that if you wanted to do that, you should look at your own frame, look at like the natural shapes in your body, and have your clothes and accessories echo those shapes. So here's kind of one example. If someone had a very angular, a very sharp, long, athletic frame, they might want to then go for styles that echo that sharpness, you know, and then even if they wanted to wear a pattern, there are certain patterns that might look better on them. Let's say they wanted a floral design. They could go for something with more sharpness, like to the petals, versus something that is very like round and soft and floral. Like that's the kind of difference that they were talking about. I thought that was really interesting. There are two bags that I love. I've held them and I really like the feel of them, but I have never been able to convince myself to buy them because I do not like how they look on me. I think they look fantastic on other people, but every time that I would try them on, it didn't feel right. Something was off, and I couldn't convince myself to spend like the thousands of dollars that it would be. And that is the Lady Dior. Love that bag. I think it's really beautiful. And the Fendi baguette. These are two so Lady Dior is quite square. It's this beautiful structured block, but it has a really like strong angular shape. And then of course the baguette is like this long log, right? It's this long rectangle. And I like that bag so much. I think it could work on me if it was in softer variation, something that provides like a softness to the shape. Like I really like the slouchy ones, but the leather ones, they don't look right on me. This is just my own opinion. That's like what I'm here to share, obviously, but I don't like how they look on me. Something that I would compare that to, I really noticed the moment I put on this Bottega Jodie. I loved it. I loved how it looked in front of me. And all of this is about like if someone was looking head on at you, how would they see the shapes you're wearing like against your natural frame? So when I first put on the Bottega Jodie, it immediately jumped out at me and how this literally echoes the shape of my hips, and that's where it's pretty much sitting. I wear this in the crook of my arm, so it's right in front of my hips. It's right next to me. So you see this and then you see my frame, and I thought that that was so beautiful, so feminine, really flattering. I love that, and hence why I ended up doubling up on the Jodie. I also have my blue one next to me. Another bag for comparison. Now this isn't that same rounded shape, but there is a softness to this. And I was going through some of my old pictures, like as you tend to do as a crazy handbag person, like going through the many photos you have of holding bags. I came across the pictures of when I got this. The day that I got this, I tried on this bag and the mint baguette. I look very different holding those bags. I'll insert the pictures, but this you can literally see how where I would hold it, you can see how it goes in at my waist, and it echoes that shape of going in at my waistline. Whereas the Fendi baguette, it looked just like this block sitting in front of me. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but I just wanted to share some of the things I was thinking about. I really like this idea. It's kind of, I mean, it would be great if this saved me some money in the future from maybe buying a bag that doesn't quite look right on me and then I never end up reaching for it because I naturally gravitate towards the ones that I do think are most flattering. I don't know. I have two bags here that I want to compare. So this is the Fendi Peekaboo and the Valextra Mini Acide. These are very similar in shape. And the Peekaboo has more softness to it, whereas this is very structured. But I think I still love it on me because it angles inward. If it wasn't this trapezoidal shape, like if it was just literally a square, I don't think I would love this on me. I think it would just be way too square on my curvier figure. I would say that I have a like typical hourglass frame, and I like how when this sits in front of my hips when I'm carrying it in the crook of my arm, I like that you see the angle of my waist and the angle of this bag. Maybe this is all crazy, but I think it's really interesting. Here are just two other bags I wanted to talk about because these would kind of go against what I've discussed so far. Here is the Chanel 19 in the tweed. This is a really soft and plush version of this bag, and I actually don't love the leather versions on my frame. It's kind of that same thing with the Fendi baguette, where it just looks a little too, it looks like a block sitting in front of me, but the 19 does have a lot of softness to it, and so I think it can kind of work. But I love this version of it. I also will often wear this crossbody, so you actually see this next to me versus this if you were looking head on, and I think that makes a difference in how my eye sees it. The Mark Cross bag, what on earth are you doing up there? Oh, I hate you so much. Sorry, where was I? My upstairs neighbor seems to be like hanging mirrors or something because they keep banging. However, I'm not sure if that's going to get picked up on the camera, so I'm going to keep going. I was saying that my Mark Cross bag, it's the one bag I have where I feel like it really fights against everything I've said so far. However, I did notice that when I bought this, I actually didn't love the way it looked on me when I'm wearing like really fitted clothes, when you can really see my curves, the exact shape of my body. I don't love the way this looks sitting in front of me. I think it's a little bit better when I'm wearing it crossbody and so that like you're seeing it like this looking on. But I do really like this when I'm wearing a coat because that coat hides my natural shape. So I feel like there's definitely some wiggle room in this. I really like this bag. I think that if it was any longer, I wouldn't love it so much because then you'd be getting into that Fendi baguette territory. But yeah, that's kind of just what I wanted to share. I noticed that in all of my favorite bags, in the bags I love to reach for, the ones like they have little personalities, I love them so much. Like the bags that when I look back at pictures, I think, wow, that's a great outfit. That looks really flattering on me. I love this, I love it. You know, like I have been gravitating towards bags with more curve, more slouch, just more softness. And I really like this idea. I think it could potentially save me some money. So I would love to hear, what are your thoughts? Have you ever heard this information before? Have you ever heard this advice about like echoing the shapes in your own frame, looking at your figure and then taking that, like applying that to your clothes and accessories? Or is this just totally nuts? Is this just another like trendy kind of style advice? Because it all comes in and out, right? But I thought it was interesting. I would love to hear what you think about it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.